Hey guys, before we start this party, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors and partner in crime, the Fillmore Denver. As we ramp up the new year, we want to remind everyone that they are celebrating their 20th anniversary of being Denver's premier music venue. With concerts such as Steel Panther and Sun Squabby coming in January, this is only the tip of the iceberg. So be sure you're following them on social media at Fillmore Den, because as big names continue to come to town, they and we will be giving away prizes, tickets, and so much more in celebration of their 20th trip around the sun. But without further ado, let's hit the music and get this show on the road.
Somebody give me a goddamn drink. Son of a bitch! Give me a drink. One more night. Cheeseburger in paradise. When the moon hits your eye like a bigger pizza pie, that's
Black rainbows and lots of spaghetti. And I love meatballs, so you better get ready.
Rocky Mountain High. Rocky Mountain High. Rocky Mountain.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of No Vacancy Colorado with your host, Kip Wilson. I'm sitting here this week at Historian Ale House with guest Dylan, our local artist, Dylan Montayne. Dylan, thank you for joining us, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, let's give a little bit of a background as to who you are and a little bit about why you're joining us this week.
Hell yeah.
Dylan is a local rapper, musician, artist who is headlining his first show here in Denver, Colorado, Saturday, January 12th at the Syntax.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're starting to make it. You're making it.
Getting there.
Don't forget us when you make it big, and
Yeah,
we're still
yeah.
just doing local pub houses. But yeah, for our friends at home, Dylan just dropped his debut album this year in 2018, and he's about to drop the hammer on Denver in this weekend in 2019.
Drop the hammer.
Woo, woo!
Drop the hammer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well,
love
let's
it.
get right down to the nitty
Hell
gritty.
yeah.
Dylan, we like to ask all our guests when they come in. First question: are you a transplant or are you a native?
Transplant through and through, man. You know what? I'm proud of it. Transplant and proud of it. I'm from New Mexico. Your friendly neighbors to the south.
Why would you not be proud of it? As a transplant myself, I kind of resent that a little bit.
Well,
fuck the natives. Did
no.
you hear that saying?
You know what? It's like, I talk to a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm not native, but I got here as soon as I can. Or like, I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, Colorado's fucking sweet. I'm not shitting on Colorado. I obviously live here. I love every minute of it. But I'm not from here. And, I got to represent my home, New Mexico. I'm a Southwestern kid. So,
The home of the turquoise.
yeah, exactly. For those of you listening, me and Kip here are both rocking turquoise. So,
Hey, it's a birthstone as well as a shout out to the native state. Well, Dylan, riddle me this and tell our listeners a little bit about you. How'd you come to Colorado? Why did you come to Colorado? How long you been here?
yeah, man. So, growing up, I'm from Santa Fe, which is only about 5.5 hours south. So Denver was always like the big city to us. And, I came up several times as a kid and it felt like fucking Manhattan to me. Like, like the biggest city in New Mexico is Albuquerque, which is really relatively small. And, so Denver was like, we would come up here for a taste of the big city living. And, I remember like, we didn't really have, malls or anything like that. So like some years, before school, like my mom would bring us up here to like get school clothes.
clothes?
Yeah. And like I remember like walking down 16th Street Mall like as a kid, and I was like amazed.
Like, holy shit, that's an Abercrombie. Look at that, it's H&M.
Yeah, like totally normal shit was like blowing my mind. But So, it's actually pretty common for New Mexicans to move up here, and like half my high school lives up here now. Like I always run into people like, "Oh, what's up?" Like, there's a big Santa Fe and Albuquerque contingent out here. But so I actually moved here from Indiana. I was going to school at Notre Dame, and
Sorry for your
yeah,
the whole program, really.
I know. Coming off that loss last week, we're recording this on the day of the national championship, and I was telling Kip here that my team, Notre Dame, has been smacked around by both of the teams that are playing tonight, so I hate them both, and I hope they both lose.
I've been there as a Mississippi State fan, and most of our listeners know I will trudge up anything, but we do have Chris, who is or Bama is his name, so it's pretty apparent where our allegiances as a squad lie tonight. But we're with you, brother. Fuck Bama.
Yeah. Fuck them both. Fuck them both. Fuck them all. But anyways, so I was at college at Notre Dame, and I had always been a musician. I grew up playing the drums since I was 5 years old, and I was really serious about drumming. Did all sorts of different bands and stuff in high school, and then I thought that was going to be the thing. I thought I was going to be a drummer in a rock band, and I did the school thing, did pretty well in school, and I was on the drum line at Notre Dame my freshman year.
Nice.
And that was only because the movie Drumline with Nick Cannon. No joke. That was my only experience of what a drumline was supposed to be like. And we didn't have a drumline in high school, so I watched a Nick Cannon movie, and I was like, I'm a drummer, like I want to do drumline when I get to college. It was nothing like that. It was nothing like that at all.
What is the drumline like at Notre Dame?
Oh, dude.
How are the people at Notre Dame? Is it just like pretentious, like
there's
fucking,
no
like,
Nick
snobs?
Cannons. Yeah, there's no Nick Cannons. That's like the main issue.
God, we need more Nick Cannons in
I
this
thought
world.
I was going to be on the drum line with Nick Cannon, and he's not. He's not on the Notre Dame drum line, contrary to popular belief. But I mean, it was, first and foremost, it was like an incredible experience. We got to travel around to all the football games and, do really, really cool stuff. As a freshman in college, coming from a small town, like I was playing in front of 80, 90, 100,000 people, which is bigger than my whole town. So like, I was just like, this is cool. But I guess what I didn't fully love about it was like the lack of creativity, because drumline is very regimented, and you are
Not a lot of solos, like where you step out.
Oh yeah. I wanted to do the Nick Cannon thing, dude. It just keeps going back to that. So it was a ton of work. It was 3 hours a day. I was a freshman in college. We had like crazy obligations on football weekends, and by the second year, for one reason, I just kind of got sick of all that, but also I had started recording rap songs, and that was kind of something that started freshman year. Like first week freshman year, I was in line with this guy, and I seriously don't know how like he knew this, but he was like, "Hey, I heard you can freestyle," and I had been rapping like for fun like my whole life. And
Beatbox, like at a house party, like
Oh, yeah.
or at the
Oh,
club,
yeah.
or
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
house parties like in high school, me and my boys, like we would kind of circle up and have little battles or whatever, and then even like on the bus, like I played football in high school, and we'd be on the bus. Like in New Mexico, it's a lot of small towns, so we would regularly be driving 3 hours for a game, and we'd be at the back of the bus, like, battling each other. And
Spitting fire?
yeah, dude, it was like, it's kind of crazy, like, thinking back, because I definitely never ever thought I would, like, be a rapper as a career, but I was definitely, like, destroying fools at the back of the bus, and I was the only white kid. Like, it's a heavily Hispanic area, so, like, it was kind of my way of, like, stepping in and, like, making my name and proving myself, and I was also like not necessarily like I was always the guy who made the team, and that's about it. Like,
hey, my name's Kip. I know that very well. I did soccer, much different, less contact, but yeah, I get it. I was the guy that was smoking and things of that nature. So
exactly. So I mean, like, especially in like basketball, dude, I was like so mediocre at basketball that one year at tryouts there was 12 spots, and they had 11 guys for sure, and then me and my best friend Jet, and we were like both on the bubble, and the coaches were like, we're gonna make you two fucking play one-on-one for like the final spot on this team, dude. And like our parents, like,
that reminds me of like Count of Monte Cristo, when it's like fight for your life, and they just throw one knife in the
yeah, dude. Me and Jet were looking at each other like we don't even really want to be on this team that bad, and then whatever happened, like the coach decided to keep both of us basically because we had a lot of fucking team spirit. But we sat on the end of the bench and we cheered our team on. But on those bus rides home, I'd step up and I'd fucking battle all the star players, you know, and put them in their place a little bit. And it was always just for fun. So fast forward, you know, to college. This guy was like, I heard you can freestyle. Like, I've got some recording equipment in my room. It was basically this, like what we're recording this podcast on, like a laptop and a little mic. And that's where I started. And it just, you know, I was definitely like on fire, like inside. I was just like, this is now what I'm going to do, like right away.
Fuck Nick Cannon.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna go in the totally different route.
Yeah, dude. And like I was so bad. Like I could rap a little bit, but I definitely did not have the delivery or the passion or the soul that goes into rap music. And
that you do now, that you have now.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I've heard the
Thank
album.
you,
I've
thank
heard
you.
the album. I've seen the music video. I've also seen the views. I mean, it claps. That shit's.
Thank you.
It hits. It's
Yeah,
nice.
I appreciate
well
it.
done. But continue on. Sorry.
And that's just a culmination of years and years of being really bad at it, you know?
Hi, I'm Kip.
Yeah. So, you know, it grew from there, and obviously I was at a school that is not the ideal place to start a rap career. You know, Notre Dame, it's a lot of it's a lot of A-type personalities. It's a lot of, you know, really driven people, and I mean, for that reason, it was really good because, you know, to this day, I'm competing with my classmates, and like they're all achieving at high levels, you know. But as far as like becoming a rap star, that was never what anybody expected, you know, from a Notre Dame grad. And so it was a little bit of push and pull like the whole time, you know. I would, especially in the beginning, like I would do little shows. Like there's a little bar on campus and they would have shows. It was called Legends. And I would do my own little shows there. And then sometimes like when a rapper would come through to like play on campus,
I'll take another beer. You want something?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna stay with the horchata. Yeah.
Shout out to the local Historian Ale house. They're definitely delivering. On Mondays they do have happy hour all day, but on other days they have dank ass happy hour specials. But at the same time here on Mondays they have it all day. So we're going to enjoy ourselves thoroughly right
All
up
day.
until. Yes, sir.
All day, all night.
Yes, sir.
I'm drinking the horchata blonde. It's pretty good.
I like
What
it.
are you drinking?
I'm drinking Stella. Just
Stella.
casual. They
All
don't
right,
have
all right,
Budweiser.
all right. I feel
I'm
you.
not the craft guy unless I
Yeah,
have to be the craft
gotcha.
guy.
You're from the South.
Yeah. Stick with what you know.
You're from Mississippi, dude.
I try. Yeah. I keep true to my roots. It's so
Exactly. River water, dude.
Well, we won't slander it because one day we hope Anheuser-Busch will be our sponsor. But in the meantime, we do love our sponsor, Live Nation, and the Fillmore Denver. The Fillmore, after you hear these sick beats from Dylan this weekend and this week on this episode, you're going to want to have him playing. So don't be
Yes,
shy.
there you go.
Yep.
Fillmore, hit me up.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Yes, and it's their 20-year anniversary, so they have great shows coming down the pike. Everything from Sun Squabby here in January, all the way to the Roots and Meek Mill that run through the spring.
Tech Nine.
Tech Nine. Yeah.
You ever been to a Tech